Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. Welcome to Lipstick, Lashes, and Glocks. Oh my. I'm Sam, and one of the things that I wanted to kind of go over tonight was this ban that's been going on, this anti gun um, I guess I want to call it a trip, but it's not a trip because it has been something that's been going on for a while. The one thing that I wanted to kind of go over was people keep saying that we should leave the guns to the government and the protection up to the government. And so, going off of that premise, I kind of wanted to explain a little bit about my stance of how I feel about it. I think it's wrong to take guns away from law-abiding citizens. So, for example, with the premise of the government's going to take care of everything, right? I personally was the victim of domestic violence. I had a person who was trying to take my life. And I went through all the right channels. I did everything right. I crossed all my T's. I dotted all my I's because I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything right. I went to court to get my protection order, and he was able to charm the judge when he initially walked in through that little partition. He knew what to say. He knew how to finesse his way. However, at one point, luckily for me, his really horrible personality shined through. Wasn't enough to get me the maximum amount of protection order that I needed, but it got me enough. It got me 6 months. And really, the laws out here for domestic violence victims are a joke. It still makes it hard because yes, it was 6 months, but right after the 6 months, actually during the 6 months, but then also right after the 6 months were over, I was contacted. I was still threatened. I was still yelled at and belittled. The thing was, though, I got away. And so that was my saving grace. I took that protection order and I made it work for me. Unfortunately, he was able to circumvent the system. He was able to find another victim that was underage. And I don't even want to know what happened. And I did everything right. He should have not been allowed to be in that position. With the laws that are out there that everyone keeps talking about with these gun laws, with these laws that are out there, this victim should have not fallen victim at the hands of my abuser. But they did. The laws failed the other victim. So off this premise as well, I had this man, he is a man. My abuser was a man. I have been molested by men. I have been raped by men. I have been abused by men. I've been abandoned by men. But with your thought process, I should take these handful of men and condemn a whole entire sex for the actions of this handful of men, right? Because that seems logical. the way that you're trying to make it sound. That law-abiding citizens should give up their guns because of the actions of a few. That doesn't make sense. And it's technically the same situation if you look at it. It doesn't make sense to sit there and allow, because the last time I checked, we've been trying to outlaw drugs for decades, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. We've been trying to outlaw drugs for decades. However, it's still out there, and people still are able to get their hands on it. You sit there and you take guns away from law-abiding citizens, criminals are still going to be able to get their hands on firearms, like it or not. Because in the case of my abuser, he was able to get his hands on his firearm and he wasn't allowed to carry one. So yes, I am a gun owner. Also, all the red. I am a Republican as well. That's not here nor there. But you cannot sit there and take my guns away from me. Those are my guns. I have the right to protect myself and mine. You don't want to do that? Good and great. If you want to leave it in the hands of laws and that fail people on a regular basis, that's up to you. I'm not going to fault you for that. So don't fault me for wanting my firearms, for wanting to protect myself and mine. That's not up to you. So, all I can say is, you do you, let me do me. Opinions are like, I'm trying to think of the most politically correct way of saying it, but you know what it is. Opinions are like, everybody's got one, and you know that. And the whole thing is, this world would not go round if we all agreed all the time. God, life would be boring. So if you like my video, what I had to say, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to my channel, if I can talk nowadays. And I hope to see you the next time. Lipstick, lashes, and clocks. Oh my.